What's poppin', everybody? It's your boy icecoldjt, back with another video. You read the title. Nobody likes emotional men. Now, to be humbly honest, since we live in a very cushiony era, I have to define what I mean by emotional men because it might trigger some very soft and squishy individuals. So in my humble ice cold definition, being an emotional man means that you are not in control of your emotions, and 9 times out of 10, you're gonna, spaz out. Yeah, have an emotional tantrum. You're gonna break down at any moment, my boy. Just like a dirty, messed up, stinky, crusty car on the freeway. Do you want to be an old, rusty car on the freeway? Or would you rather be a nice, brand new, non-GMO, fresh Hot Wheels? Shout out to Cold Wheels. What you talking about? I don't know about you, but me personally, I'm not trying to be no nasty, beat-up old car. I'm trying to be brand new with it. And no, that does not mean that I'm materialistic. I'm not trying to be out here and buy 26 Bugattis, my boy. I don't give a damn about that, to be humbly honest. But the point I'm trying to make here is that nobody likes an emotional man. No one wants to be around him. No one wants to spend time with him. No one wants to invest any time and energy with that man. And the reason why is because, look, this man cannot control his own behavior. Because if he cannot control his mind, aka his emotions, how is he gonna control his behavior, my boy, his habits? This man is probably, I don't know, you know what I'm saying, on a daily basis, uncontrollably. And on top of that, there's a 113% chance that this man also indulges in all the other goofy, stinky, bad habits. I don't need to name them because we all know them. But if you want a humble mental picture, just think of an average 47-year-old man, you know what I'm saying, sitting at McDonald's. This dude, like, in terms of size, EDP 4x6, an Xbox 360 looking ass dude. Yeah, he's sitting in McDonald's eating a McWhopper. Just think about that in your head. That's an emotional man. Because if a dude is extra humongous, you know what I'm saying? If he's a colossal man, yeah, that dude is emotional as hell because you don't just binge eat for no reason. You don't just binge eat because it's the logical thing to do. My boy, you're not bulking, my boy. You're not Larry Wheels. You are not Eddie Hall. You are not Brian Shaw. You're not going to the next powerlifting meetup, dummy. My boy, you are binge eating because you are emotional. Yeah, you are trying to cope with your dirty, stinky, trash lifestyle. You know that your life sucks. So because your life sucks, now you need to find some type of coping mechanism to, deal with the stress, to deal with the anxiety, to deal with the depression, to deal with all of these negative, goofy emotions that you cannot control. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that controlling emotions are a very easy thing to do. Hell nah. Even I get carried away sometimes. But I'm trying my best to not be an emotional man. Now, look, let me just separate these two things right here. An emotional man and a man with emotions. These two things are completely different. An emotional man is something we should strive not to be. Because this is one goofy example of someone who identifies with their emotion. When they are feeling depression, when they are experiencing depression, they just say, I'm depressed. I have depression. I am a depressed person. My boy, we all experience depression one way or another. We all experience sadness. We all experience anger. But should you identify with that emotion? Hell nah. For example, let's say earlier today you were in the kitchen real quick, right? You were hungry as hell. You looked in your freezer and you saw some nice ice cream. Yeah, my boy, doo-doo flavor. So you said, you know what? I'm low-key craving some skunk's asshole right now. Let me go ahead and low-key just whip out this doo-doo flavored ice cream and let me eat some. So you take out the pint of ice cream real quick. You take out a goofy fork. You put it in the cup real quick just to scoop out some doo-doo ice cream into your cup. But since you are a clumsy, goofy-ass dude, as you were scooping the doo-doo ice cream into this stinky cup, it spilled. And now your entire kitchen is literally flooded with filthy squirrel diarrhea flavored ice cream. And guess what? You experienced anger. You were pissed off, my boy. Yeah, to the point where you started doing push-ups in the doo-doo water because you were so mad. Now, does that mean that you are an angry person? Hell nah, my boy. You just experienced anger in that moment. As every human should. Are you stupid? If a girl dumps you today, are you going to be insanely happy? I mean, depending if you cared about that girl or not, like, I guess it matters on that, but assuming that you actually, actually cared for this woman, bro, you're going to experience some type of negative sadness emotion. You're going to feel shitty. You're going to feel, you know what I'm saying? Lonely. You're going to feel hurt. Yeah. And that's okay because we are human. You are not some man-made GMO robot. Just like how they're trying to build nowadays. They're literally trying to build like these man-made, goofy robots. And robots can never, ever have emotions. I don't care how good technology gets. A robot will never be able to replace a human brain. It will never. A human soul. My boy, these robots are soulless. We had this magical non-GMO ability to literally be creative. Yeah, bro. No other species could do that, okay? You will never in a million light years see a dog making an anime, creating an Attack on Titan type series, drawing a manga like Isayama. That's a human brain type thing. And no, I'm not trying to say we are like a superior species or some shit, put us on the top. But we do have this intelligence, my boy. Like everything you see nowadays, you look outside, it was created by a man. Maybe it was created by a female too, because I don't want to be a, you know what I'm saying, a misogynist or whatever it's called, like shout out to massaging people. I don't want to be labeled as that, but 99.12% of the things you see nowadays, like the houses built, like the books, and I mean, there's a lot of books written by females, do not get it twisted. But this camera I'm recording on, like come on bro, a lot of these things were built by, yeah, hopefully non-emotional men, but it is what it is though, because I'm gonna say a good 70% of men nowadays are insanely emotional. Now you may be wondering, what happened? Why are men all of a sudden so, you know what I'm saying, soft and squishy? Not even just physically, but mentally. Why is that? It's because we have easy access to anything we humbly desire. You feeling rock solid? You feeling a little lonely? Hub.com. You feeling hungry? You don't got food in the fridge? My boy, Uber Eats. What you talking about? Oh, 10 minutes on the way. 10 minutes McDonald's. If you ever feel bored, oh, just go on YouTube real quick. Go on Netflix. Yeah, go on Chat Snap. You wanna like see how your friends are doing? You wanna see how your ex-girlfriend is doing? Oh, just search her up on IG, on Instagram, yeah. But guess what, back in the day, no one had Instagram, my boy. Once you guys broke up, it's over. You're never gonna see her ever again. Unless you have her phone number, but like who the fuck gonna, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna call her real quick on the old ass stinky phones back in the day. You gotta type in the number one by one. Nowadays, hey Siri, call this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like you just get straight to it. Yeah, that's a positive and a negative. It's a negative because now it makes men softer. It makes people softer in general. Male or woman, or anything in between. Shout out to they/them. Yeah. But on the other hand, you know, shout out to the elbow. There's also a positive to it. Because now every single action you take has a 10 times greater impact, yeah, than before. Me making this one video, if it gets a few thousand views, my boys, literally a few thousand people have heard my voice, have heard my message. Dudes and girls on TikToks are literally getting millions of views. I don't know what the hell they're doing on TikTok, but they're doing something. Your voice can't be heard nowadays. You can't talk. I mean, you know, freedom of speech got its own little debate, whatever. I'm just saying that your voice can be heard. Like the power is there, bro. If you're willing to put yourself out there on the internet, you will be heard. You can be heard. Yeah. Back in the day, it was not like this. If you wanted to get heard, bro, you had to be like a president or like the leader of a tribe or some shit. It was tough. You had to work for it. Nowadays, you don't really have to that much. I mean, yeah, you gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have on-camera presence so that your video, you know, could get views and get traction. The watch time goes up, all that extra shit. But in general, times have gotten easier. And what happens when times are too easy? New problems arise. So nowadays, people are just making up goofy, stinky problems because back in the day, the problems were how to survive. You know, how am I gonna defend my family? How am I going to defend my land from this other clan that's trying to fight us? Yeah, back in the day, there were warriors. But nowadays, since there's nothing physical going on, everyone is bored out their minds, just creating some random ass little wars and shit, you know what I'm saying? Little psychological wars and all this extra shit, you know, between the men and the women. Like, hey, I'm gonna touch upon that in a future video, the little gender war, whatever it's called. Yeah, bro, just like a lot of extra Gen Z ass weird stuff going on. And this is all the result of living in a too comfortable era. It's that simple. We live in a very soft and squishy, cushiony era. So you have two choices, my boy. You could either be the emotional man, you know, the dude who cries, whines, and moans, bust for lust. Or you could be the other man, the man who experiences these emotions, but they are not defined or controlled by them. They keep moving forward regardless, always striving to be their best self, to be their highest version, to retain for gains. Hey, I don't know about you, but me personally, yeah! The choice is yours. Stay blessed, stay healthy, and stay wealthy, cause it's your boy, ICEcoldjt, signing out.